I'm never using Streamlabs again. I'm sorry. I don't know how much you guys missed. But I just presented the 11:50 a.m. thing. This is the last chance. Ah. Alright. Let's try to keep going. Ugh. Is it gonna be like 5 VODs or something? Oh well, I don't even want to think about it right now. Yeah, look, I don't know if this is Streamlabs' fault yet, but if we switch to regular OBS and this problem goes away, I'm gonna shit talk Streamlabs to the ends of the earth. Alright. No, I didn't buy the Streamlabs Prime, FKim. Alright. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m.
Oh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture.
Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all.
What do you mean?
Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises.
Aha!
Correct. There was a loud noise on the lake at 11:50 p.m. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve.
Indeed, it would seem that is the case. Then where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken?
Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them.
Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why, the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera.
Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear!
Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 p.m. was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any.
Well, we have this fired 3 times. That's the best I've got. This is my evidence.
The murder weapon?
Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now have I realized the truth. That the 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight.
Order, order! That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering what exactly did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots, separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you? Why?
Uh-oh. I think I better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes. Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it! I have it! Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya. Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch, and I'm gonna run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick? Your Honor.
Yes, Mr. Wright?
The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case.
What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realize the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself.
Wrong, Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting.
Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, one boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness's photograph. The defendant, Edgeworth, and the victim, Robert Hammond, were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat, and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well, the guilty party has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility.
Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 15 minutes after midnight.
What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 00:15.
But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. That's the only way Edgeworth could be innocent.
Mr. Wright, are you quite mad? Explain who the two men on the boat are.
Is it the murderer and Hammond, or Edgeworth and the murderer? I don't know. Why would I say Hammond and Edgeworth, Harold Krell? That supports the entire initial thing, doesn't it? Of course, it was Edgeworth and the murderer. After the murderer killed Robert Hammond at 11:50, he assumed the guise of Mr. Hammond and met Edgeworth.
What? Are you serious?
Yes. Edgeworth won't tell us why he went to the lake that night. However, I have a hunch. That night, Robert Hammond called Edgeworth to the lake. Now, Edgeworth didn't know Robert Hammond's face that well. That's why he didn't suspect anything when the murderer took Robert Hammond's place.
I'm not sure what to make of all this. Ludicrous. Mr. Wright, tell us the name of the murderer then.
The murderer's name? Right. It's... Actually, I don't know the murderer's name.
You don't know? Bah, again you waste my time.
I don't know, because he never told us. The murderer is the caretaker of the boat shop, that old man. At 11:50, he was the one who killed Robert Hammond.
The caretaker of the boat shop? Where did he do this? There weren't any boats on the lake then.
Why would he have to go all the way out on the lake just to shoot someone? May I suggest that the real scene of the crime was not on a boat?
What? Well then, where did the murder take place?
show the judge where the murder really took place. It's probably somewhere around here, I guess? I don't know. Here, of course, the boat shop, where he lives. That way he could meet with the victim without anyone seeing.
Do you have proof that the boat shop was the scene of the crime?
Recall Larry's testimony, if you will. That night, he was out on the lake in a boat, searching for something. He finds it and returns the boat. Then, just as he's starting to head for home, he hears a gunshot. He heard a gunshot, Your Honor, even though he was wearing headphones at the time. In other words, the gunshot was very, very close by. And where would that be if you had just returned a boat?
The boat shop. Mr. Wright, what happened that night on Gold Lake? Please tell the court from the beginning.
Yes, Your Honor. Nick, are you sure about this? Not really. But I think if I start at the very beginning, and I take it slow, I might just be able to figure this out. That night, the caretaker of the boat shop called Robert Hammond to his shop. This was around 11:50. That was when the gunshot that Larry heard was fired. After that, the caretaker put on Robert Hammond's coat. I'm gonna straighten up a bit. He became Robert Hammond. Then, he got in the boat with Edgeworth and went out into the middle of the lake.
Then who fired the pistol on the boat, Mr. Wright?
Of course, it was the murderer who shot the pistol. He shot twice. Both missed Edgeworth on purpose.
Wait a minute.
Yes?
Why would he shoot twice if he didn't mean to hit anyone?
Details.
Know this, Mr. Wright. The moment you run out of explanations is the moment you lose. Tell us why the murderer had to fire twice.
I believe he shot twice to create a witness, Your Honor.
Create a witness?
The murderer lifts his pistol and fires one shot. That ensures that anyone who heard the shot would look at the lake. Indeed, Miss Hart did exactly that after hearing the first gunshot. Next, the murderer waits a bit and he fires again. Then, the murderer jumps from the boat himself, leaving the pistol in the ground behind him.
I see. To someone looking from the edge of the lake, it would appear that one of the men on the boat had shot the other.
The murderer didn't know about the automatic camera, of course. That's why he shot twice, to draw attention to the boat. Once you realize that, everything else falls into place. The boat shop caretaker swam back to his shop. Then he put Mr. Hammond's wet coat back on the body and threw the body into the lake. This is what happened, Your Honor. These are the events that transpired that night on Gourd Lake.
Bailiff, bring out the witness from before. The boat shop caretaker, quickly. Very well. While we are waiting for the caretaker, I would like to ask the defendant, Miles Edgeworth, a few questions. Mr. Edgeworth, Please take the stand. You apparently do not have typical American rights, so I am forcing you to take the stand at your own trial. The Fifth Amendment does not exist in this world. Mr. Edgeworth, you heard what the defense has said. Yes? Yes, yes, yes.
It's always so hard to get into Edgeworth's voice after not doing it for a while.
Well, why did you go to the lake that night? What Wright has said was mostly correct. Astonishingly so, actually. Yes. Several days ago, I received a letter. The letter was signed Robert Hammond. He asked me to come to the boat shop by the lake at midnight on Christmas Eve. He said he had something very important to discuss with me. Something important? I'm sorry, I can't say what it was.
Your Honor, sir.
Bailiff, we are conducting a trial here. I ask that you remain quiet.
The witness has disappeared. He isn't at the boat shop either.
What? What should I do? Find him, quickly. We cannot allow him to get away. You guys. Mr. Von Karma, your witness has disappeared. A search warrant has already been issued. It goes without saying that I cannot declare a verdict under these circumstances. I will extend the trial until tomorrow, the final day allowed. I request that the police department utilize all its forces to find that witness. Am I understood? One more thing. Just who is that boat shop caretaker? I think his identity has become very important to this trial. I want him, and I want to know who he is. Very well. Court is adjourned.
Yay, Nick, you did it! Yeah. Well, at least we got out from under the guilty verdict. And what about Larry? That was something else! Even Von Karma didn't know what to do with his testimony. Larry really helped us out. Sure, once I sifted through his unique testimony. Still, he did save us. I just wish our cases weren't so down to the wire all the time. I know what you mean. Sometimes I feel like it's us on trial instead of our clients. Hey, Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth?
Did you say something? Did you say something?
Don't look so pained. I mean, it looks like you're probably gonna get off the hook. You could try to smile just a little. Relax.
I'm sorry, but I fear it's not over for me yet.
What do you mean?
Right. There's something that's been troubling me for a long time now. And I don't know whether or not to tell you.
Edgeworth?
No, there's so little time left. I want to tell you, to get it off my chest, but I can't make up my mind.
What is this about, Edgeworth?
It's a nightmare I've had. A memory of a crime that I committed.
A crime you committed?
A memory of a murder.
To be continued. Oh, I couldn't get out of the way in time. But that's what it said, to be continued, as you can see. Alright, it only took four individual streams on this terrible, terrible, terrible platform. This terrible, awful, no good, very bad platform. Known as... We're going to blame Streamlabs for this one. But I'll have to eat my words if I switch to OBS and do my whole setup over again, and this crap still happens. But I'll be relieved to finally be back over to the vanilla OBS, and then we can start investigating what else might be the source of this problem. I'll try not to forget FKim. It's just a matter of whether I'll have time to get my whole setup back. I know it shouldn't take too long, and I know there's like web embeds that I can use to replace all the nice little easy features that they gave me. Does anyone know if there's a way to just export a config from Streamlabs over into OBS? Oh well. Again, that's something to talk. I'll talk with my mods about that at a later time, like tomorrow or tonight. I don't know. But thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate it very, very much. And I say we just keep going with Phoenix right now till we finish this case. We should have like one more investigation and one more trial part left, I think. We'll see. Is there any kind of... Do we get a cool preview? Wright and Company Law Offices. Nah, we're not going to do a preview. Wait, are you saying I didn't save Snot? Well, alright, just in case I didn't. If I really forgot to save. Alright, 2 investigations, 2 trials. This one goes a day longer. Oh boy. Either way, we're just gonna keep Phoenix writing until we've Phoenixed right. Save again just in case. Here, let's save over our old Turnabout Samurai case too. Alright. Now we've saved to 2 separate slots. Wait, no. Title screen, even though that would have just been the settings. Goodbye, still samurai. Alright. Tomar better make a 3rd save slot in case the other 2 are corrupt. I think we'll be fine. I think we will be just fine. And they're all going to get uploaded to the Steam cloud. And everything will be perfectly fine. Thank you for updating to just chatting, Tyler. I appreciate that. Oh boy. You guys, I'm really sorry about the instability. This feels so unprofessional, but if I knew the source of the I really hope that you guys are right and it's just Streamlabs. But like, I've been using Streamlabs this whole time and it was never a problem before. So either, I mean, granted, they have forced me to do automatic updates all the time. So maybe they really did introduce like a horrible, like breaking bug into one of their recent updates that they still haven't managed to fix. Or there's something, like I thought that this just connects directly to whatever. I'm not going to sweat it. We'll just try OBS, and if that doesn't work, I'm just going to, I don't know, buy new network equipment, something. I'll have to figure it out from there.